Hello and welcome to Turning Point Tactics, the competitive Kill Team 40k podcast and YouTube channel, focused on giving you the strategies and tactics to seize initiative every turning point. I'm your host Ryan, and I'm here to give you the tips and tricks to elevate every part of your Kill Team experience. If you enjoy this content and you want more, you can join our Patreon for as little as £3 a month, where you'll get access to our Discord, patron priority questions, early access to videos including Kill Team bat reps, faction guides, and much more. If that's not for you, you can support just by hitting like, subscribe, and sharing these videos amongst the community of Kill Team enthusiasts local to you. Finally, if you're looking to buy some new miniatures or paints, you can buy them through Element Games, getting a 15% discount, and if you use our affiliate link below, you'll support the show as well. With all that said, let's get into it.
But what if you're not playing Colts though? What if you're playing Beastmen?
Right, exactly. So this is the next big bad guy on the block, right? What if you look opposite you and you have those Felgor Ravagers, you have the goat screaming in your face. There's a great bat rep, by the way, which is a little bit of a plug, but there is a great bat rep that is on GFN Gaming, where he was playing his blooded into Beastmen or for Ravagers, and he's playing Ryan from up north. And it's so good. Like the production quality is insane. Like, and they're going like, oh man, how do I make videos like this? But yeah, really good. Anyway, that's a side tangent. But back to the question. The main one is how you going to do it, right? So I think got a few options, right? You can kill and secure, as in like kill and secure the kill, which means if you're like 3 APL, you're going to shoot them, and you're then going to charge them and kill them with another hit. Or if you can double fight, you're going to charge, fight, and then kill on the second fight. So kill and secure the kill is one option. The other option is wound and position, right? So let's say they have they have a model that's on an objective. You can shoot them and you get them down to 2 wounds remaining. Well, you can now yeet yourself onto that objective and stand next to them. And they know that if they charge you, you only need to get 2 hits because they're going to hit you once and you're going to punch them back. And if you get 2 hits, then you're just going to, even if they parry the first one, you're still going to punch them and they're going to die, right? And they hate that. Like they really don't like dying in their own turn. So that will then massively mess with their mind and their way of being able to position. So if you can weaken them to 1 hit, I think that's a good place to be at. And I wouldn't say push too much further than that, because once you've achieved that, you've sort of got the maximum that you need. And then you can try and move up. So double fight is another great option. So either you're going to kill and secure the kill, or you're going to wound and you're going to position yourself. I think next you have the option of like a durable melee screen. So if you can outperform in melee, then you're immediately onto winner, right? Now the issue is that they're like 10 wounds and they have like relentless 4 attacks. They have 4 or 5 damage. So you have to be an absolute beast yourself to outperform in melee, but there are some of those that exist, right? So, and if again, that's a good option. If you can beat them in melee on their turn and kill them, it's going to help you out. Now, note as well that if they're already wounded, that's easier to do, right? So let's say you have a 4 damage weapon. Well, if you get them down to 4 wounds remaining or 8 wounds remaining, or in those damage brackets, suddenly you're in a much better place. Next option is, can you deny their rerolls? Because when they're wounded and they're charging you, they're usually hitting on 4s or something like 5s, or when they're wounded or something. Is there some equipment that you can use to deny those rerolls, or an ability that's going to turn that off, just to really reduce their reliability when they then charge you post? Because that will help you out as well. And then finally, I think it's probably going to be using Lethal 5 where you can, because it really changes the maths. In fact, Conor, do you have the stats for what your percentage is to get a crit if you use a regular 6 or a Lethal 5?
Yeah, okay, fair enough. So trying to get a 6, let's say you've got 3 attacks, 3 dice, you've got a 42.1% chance of getting a 6 with those 3 dice. If you go to Lethal 5, though, that jumps up to 70.4%. Look at 4 dice, you've got a 51.8% chance of getting a crit, but with Lethal 5, up to 80.2%. And then with 5 dice, you've got a 59.8% chance of getting a crit, but Lethal 5, 86.8% chance. So that Lethal 5 really increasing the odds of getting that crit.
Yeah. So like another good example would be like if you have GA2 or anything like that and you have Lethal 5, then this could be a really good way of doing like a a sneaky double fight to get rid of these models. One model is going to shoot them and kill them effectively, and the next model is going to GA2 in and get the lethal 5 and try and get the kill next on it. I think that's a really good way of confirming those kills. And it's like you don't necessarily have to. Like if you leave a guy on 2 wounds, I said that's kind of like a mission kill as far as you're concerned. And then sure they can shoot you or that whatever, but they're not going to do much there. And then you can try and like swamp them on objectives and do that sort of stuff. So lethal 5, like look at the maths of it. It's wild. If you have lethal 5 and you have like 4 attacks, you're on like an 80% chance to roll a crit. So like, let's say you're an intercessor sergeant, you're going to shoot someone potentially with your upgraded damage, kill them, charge them, and you have an 80% chance to kill them. That's really good, right? Or if you're legionary, you could use fight twice, and you can on your second attack, let's say you're a Shrive Talon or whatever it is, you're looking at like a 86.8% chance to get it. So it's really good as well. One thing I should say as well, if you had like base damage 5, that's really good because 2 hits kill. And if you have brutal, that's another great way of just like forcing them not to be able to parry you, right? Because they need to get crits to parry, which is pretty unlikely, some would say. So
Power Fist then.
Those are my say again, sorry.
Power Fist. 5/7.
Yeah,
brutal.
That sort of thing. 5/7 brutal Power Fist. That's gonna be pretty nice. And if you have ways to like reduce how many attacks they have in melee, that's a really nice stacking benefit to get as well. So think about that. And that's kind of what I've got as generic advice. Now you can specialize that advice more for each team based on what equipment you have and what your abilities you have and tac ops, etc. But that's kind of what I think is the main points. Any comeback to any of that, Conor, or any points you want to add on or thoughts or anything like that?
No, I love it. It's a good general plan. Like you said, you could go more bespoke. I love the fact that the Hexorcist just got a buff and he can just slay these guys now. But
and that's really good FAQ clarification as well, because I think that's going to clarify a lot about a lot of the rules interactions that people were debating previously. Things like turning off elite dice, faith mechanics, etc. It shows that it works. So that's kind of cool, I think, in a weird way. That brings us to the end of the episode. Hopefully you found something new or useful while listening, and if you did, throwing us a like would be greatly appreciated. If you want to make sure you don't miss any episodes, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click on the bell so you get notifications as soon as the next one drops. It really is the best way to help a small channel like ours. And if you can't wait and you do want early access, we have a Patreon where you get exclusive access to all our content ahead of time. As always, we'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback, so drop a comment below and we'll get right to you. Thank you so much for listening. I'm your host Ryan, this has been Turning Point Tactics, and we'll see you next week.